lot of, me from the hood, so people look at Bleek and don't understand the business he's doing. They always look at Jay like, oh, yeah.
But that's why you got niggas like Yayo talking about, Jay don't take care. I don't need Jay to go on tour.
Yo smoke hard coke,
Yo, chill. Yo, chill.
You look like you need to be taken care of. You look like you need to go to the dentist. You need to look like you need to brush your teeth. You look like you need hygiene, nigga. You look like you need help. Tell your man 50 send you an ounce or something, yo.
You do need that help.
You might need 2 ounces, nigga.
That's why
paid in full move. I got a G for every bump in your face. I promise you that.
That's
I promise you that.
That's why you worrying about
peon, you broke. You know I got it. What's up? The
ain't
bag
nobody,
is up. The bolsa.
Hey, yo.
Hey, Flea, where the bolsa at, Flea?
Let me finish that off. Ain't nobody taking care of nigga over here, B. Yo, nah, you good, my nigga. Love it. Deserve it. They need to hear this shit, man, because they bugging out here. All these worrying about who taking care of who. We take care of we. Ain't no who nigga. Take care of who, nigga.
I don't do. I do the other thing. Everything. Y'all niggas go across the street that way, I'm going up. Holla at your boy. I do other things, man. I don't do what y'all niggas do. I don't do what niggas do. I don't watch niggas' money. I don't care. I just do what I do. That shit.
What's up, everybody? This is the world famous Ed Lover, and you are watching Forgotten Kings TV. That's right. Forgotten Kings TV. Come on, son.
Jim Jones is back in the headlines again. This time he's airing out Tony Yayo. That's right, y'all. As you've seen in the video, recently Jim Jones sat down in an interview with Memphis Bleek. And of course, towards the end of this interview, you can hear Yayo's name mentioned. And immediately, Jim Jones goes off. All right, now for the record, there's 2 interviews out right now. One on the Drink Champs Network, because now they're transitioning to a podcasting network. All right, they're promoting Memphis Bleek's Rock Solid podcast. All right, and then there's another interview where you can hear these comments on Jim Jones's podcast. Okay, so it's a lot going on in the hip hop podcasting space. But when it comes to the issue involving Tony Yayo, Yayo made some comments in his Club Shay Shay interview recently where he talked about how 50 Cent treated his artists much different than Jay-Z treated his over there on Rockefeller. Okay, now of course, Memphis Bleek, right? He's always the artist that everyone gives praise to for always holding down Jay-Z. You know what I mean? No matter what, it's always assumed that Jay is always going to hold Memphis Bleek down. You get what I mean? And when it comes to the artists like Yayo and even Jim, you know, they're on that list of artists who always hold the big homie down. You know what I mean? Here we are in 2025. People always believe that Jay-Z should always, you know what I mean, go out his way to hold Memphis Bleek down. So he's always, for the record, letting it be known, listen, I don't need a co-sign. You know what I mean? We take care of each other over here. We all bosses. You get what I mean? And look, you see Dame right here. So we talk about boss talk and things of that nature. Listen, the history, right, involving Rockefeller, Dipset, G-Unit, I can understand how Yayo's words can trigger somebody like Jim Jones right now. Why? Because him and Cam, they're not on the best of terms. And like I said, Yayo, his comments, he was just letting it be known that, listen, the environment over there with Fifth and how he treated his artists were much different. You know what I mean? Yayo's always talking about eating duck, going on the road, making a lot of money, where he feels as though, you know, Jay-Z, you know, he didn't hold his artists down, right? Or his day ones down, so to speak. So, like I said, it's a lot going on. If you really want to trace, you know, the start of the back and forth, it's, you know, a lot of unresolved tension, if you ask me, because right now, Jim Jones, right, as well as Memphis Bleek and Yayo, they're doing their best to continue to, you know, uphold the brand. Right, and we already know the issues between Jim and Cam has been going on for many years, but it started back up the moment Cam got back right with Mace. You know what I mean? And of course, not long after, once you've seen Cam with 50, I mean, it's just been bad blood between Cam and Jim Jones ever since. But like I said, you know, hearing Jim Jones' response, you can clearly tell that, you know, Jim got a lot on his chest right now. Even recently, you know, on his podcast with Mano Davies and Fabulous, they was like, yo, Jim needs therapy, okay? But like I said, when it comes to this hip-hop podcasting space, it's a lot going on right now, right? A lot of moves being made. Look at Cam. You know, aside from him doing business with 50, the podcast with Mace, you know, he's pushing his own brand, right? He has a deal with Revolt. So like I said, it's just a lot going on. And, you know, it happens when we're talking about, you know, going over the history from back in the day when these groups in hip hop were in their prime. You know what I mean? Now things have changed drastically, and sometimes people like to move the goalposts, right? People like to rewrite history. So you always hear Jim Jones feeling like he has to prove something, right? Because again, there's always a narrative that exists. But like I said, right now in this hip hop podcasting space, yo, shots is being fired left and right. And again, I get it. This is all entertainment, but you know, is it real beef between Yayo and Jim? Hell no. You know what I mean? But it goes to show that, again, Jim Jones, Memphis Bleek, and Yayo, they're on that list, you know what I mean, as the artists who always get praised for holding the big homie down. Now, again, you know, Yayo, he responded with a Max B clip, and as we all know recently, Mano asked Jim Jones, would he be willing to end the beef with Max B? And Jim Jones said, nah. You know what I mean? We passed that. So, of course, Yayo responding with a Max B clip, you know, it's only right because, like I said, I'm sure Vlad is getting Yayo on the phone right now to get an official response from Yayo in regards to Jim and Memphis Bleek's comments. But listen, man, this is where we are when it comes to this controversy involving Jim Jones, Memphis Bleek, and Tony Yayo. Again, do you think Jim went overboard when, you know, responding to Yayo's comments? Because again, like I said, Yayo, Jim, and Memphis Bleek, they are also on that list, right, or regarded as the most loyal, right, in rap history because they always held the big homie down, no matter what, right? Not everyone. Jim is probably the only one, for the record, that, you know, speaks in a negative way when going back and forth with Cam, right? You've never heard about Memphis Bleek going at it with Jay-Z, let alone Yayo going at it with 50. We did see Yayo get thrown in the bush, but we'll leave that for another conversation. But the point is, let me know your thoughts on this controversy involving Jim Jones, Tony Yayo, and Memphis Bleek. Like I said, right now it's a lot going on in the hip-hop podcast and space. Shit looking like a Royal Rumble right now. So y'all let me know your thoughts on everything down in the comment section below. With that being said, that's all I got for y'all today. Again, my name is Sensei Rip. Till next time, peace.
MREC TV.
We mentioned Vlad TV.
Right.
Now, put me on. What's going on? Why he put your name in a bad light? Like, what's going on?
He was a part of that whole Kading, Reggie Wright, now Whack 100. He was a part of that whole team out there in Cali that was spreading false information
Say word.
by the death of Biggie Smalls.
So they get the nigga and shit, so man, they put him on the car on the ground and shit, they rob him and shit. Like, feel me, the shotty, I sawed it off myself, so I know that shit do real damage. TM had that shit to the nigga head, and I'm thinking to myself, it ain't even over no real money. I'm already about to go to jail. And I said, nah. And the nigga eased up off him. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was kind of terrified because I ain't even want to see that. Like, I wanted them niggas like, I'll pat at you, but I ain't running up on you and shooting you in the face and then standing over you, hitting you 12 times. I'm not psychotic like that. Like, you feel me? If I did it, it was over some money or over some disrespect. So I was out to prove a point, not to, you know, maim or disfigure nobody. Like, I'm not a psycho type shit. Like, you feel me? Like, so, you know what I'm saying? That was a terrifying moment for me because I ain't want to see that, and I'm about to get sentenced, you feel me?
Have you lived the life the streets tried to write for you, but ultimately found your own ending? Do you have a story of survival, betrayal, or redemption? We're looking for real people with real experiences to share their truth. If the streets tried to break you, but you made it out, we want to hear from you. Hit us up now to be a part of The Streets is a Myth.
I don't be wanting no distractions when I'm starting my day. I'm facing 20 years in jail. I don't got no time to.
Thank you for watching my video. If you like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also, hit that notification bell to get the latest on hip-hop, sports, comedy, whatever. All right, we got you covered over here at Forgotten Kings TV. And also, click on one of these videos, okay? All right, y'all.